My name is Chase Harris, president of hairshipment.com, and welcome to our training, Cash Cow, how to build your team into an empire. This will be one of the most important trainings you take, especially when it comes to building your second income in your hair business, which is going to be your passive income. So let's jump right into it. Let's start with your why. You have to visualize yourself having the success that you want. Thought is first possible in the mind, then in reality. Let me say that again. Thought is first possible in the mind, then in reality. So you have to see yourself having a massive team. If you only see yourself and limit yourself on saying, hey, I may have 2 or 3 people, that's the only thing that you will achieve. You're not going to have 100, 200 people on your team. But if you can visualize yourself having a massive team that is generating passive income for you, it will happen. So you have to picture yourself making thousands and thousands of dollars every single month just from your team. We know what you're going to do with your own hair clients, but you have to also picture what your team is going to do in your hair business as well. The worst mistake that you can make as a business owner is having an employee mentality. Let me say that again. The worst mistake that you can have when owning and running your own business is having an employee mentality, especially when it comes to building your team. If you have an employee mentality, I can tell you right now, wrap it up. This is not going to work. Okay. Next, when it comes to building your team, do not make decisions for people. It's a human instinct. We tend to try to think what someone would do. We would put ourselves in their shoes. We would try to understand what their circumstances are and give an answer for them. The worst thing that you can do. Do not make decisions for people. Do not limit your own success. Let them make their own decisions. The only thing that you're doing is collecting a decision, and this is going to make more sense as we go through this training. So again, do not make decisions for people. Do not have an employee mentality when it comes to building your team and building your business. So let's talk about reasons, okay? Some of you may fall in one of these 3 categories. Some of you may be in all 3, okay? So what is your reason? Why did you want to start a hair business? Are you struggling financially? Do you have high debts and not enough income? Do you want your time back? Do you want to be able to spend more time with your family and do the things that you love to do instead of, giving 8, 9, 10 hours to a job? Speaking of which, are you in love with your job? Are you going to work because you love it, or are you going to work because you have to? It's a difference, all right? If you are like me, then you have fallen in all 3 of these categories. That was me, okay? So just to give you a little bit on what my why was, it was literally all 3. I got married, I had a son, and this was my first one. I have 4 kids now, but my first boy, what really hurt me the worst was we lived together, I'm married, but I didn't know my son and my son didn't know me. So let me explain. When I went to work, he was asleep. When I got home from work, he was asleep. So even though we lived in the same house, I was kind of like a weekend dad. That was the only time that I could spend with him. And when he began to push away from me and reject me, it really began to open up my eyes on the fact that when you live in this society of, you wake up, you go to work, you come home. You wake up, you go to work, you come home. The time is just gone. And I didn't want to live like that anymore. I wanted to be able to pick up my children from school. I wanted to be able to go to the basketball games and all the other extracurricular activities, right? I didn't want to be in a position where I had to request the time. I had to ask, right? So the biggest thing for me was the time part. And yes, I struggled financially, and no, I did not love my job. So I had a huge reason on why I wanted to become an entrepreneur and be able to control my own destiny and control my own income. So you have to ask yourself, as you are listening to me speak right now and you are starting your hair business, is your reason big enough? All right. If your reason is big enough, I guarantee you will make 6 to 7 figures in this hair business. If your reason is small, you may make a few thousand. All right. You'll still make some money. But in order to get to where I want you to be, because this mastermind team is special. All right. There's other people that are members that are not on the mastermind team. They do their own thing. But if you are on this team, the mastermind team, the goal is to get you to a minimum of 6 figures per year. And if we're going to do that, your reason has to be big enough. The best investment ever. What is the best investment that you can make? Is it real estate? Is it stocks? Is it hair? What's the best investment that you can make? The best investment that you can make is the investment that you already have. It's your network. Your network is your freedom. People are the best investment that you can ever make because you can never run out of people. All right. There are more people being born than money is being printed. All right. So as long as there are people, you will always be able to have great investments. So the great thing about people is you're able to create a business without creating the debt. Does that make sense? Let me say that one more time. You're able to create a profitable business without creating the debt. All right. Third, I believe personally, it is our ancestral responsibility to reach out and help others. We must lift as we climb. All right. You know that you're going on this journey. You're in the process of creating a hair business that is going to be a 6-7 figure business. Why not bring people along the way with you? So the purpose of having the team building part of the mastermind team was not only so that you can create a passive income, but to also force you into understanding group economics, right? So to have us get out of the crab in a barrel mentality of get, give me, right? I got it, you don't. No. I don't want that for the mastermind team. I want you to look at it from this perspective. All of us can win if we work together. So the mastermind team was specifically designed this way on purpose. So it is not only from a standpoint of you wanting to have a passive income, but I also want you to think about your responsibility, your ancestral responsibility to help others as well. If you have that mindset, I assure you, you will make more money in this hair business with your team that you can even perceive that you think you can. If you have the mindset, I'm going to help as many people as I can along the way as I build my business, and we can all build these businesses together. All right. So your network has the freedom that you want. Work your network. Third, the how-tos. So how are we going to build this massive team? How are we going to turn this into a cash cow? Number one, constant work ethic. You have to be consistent. You have to make a commitment on what you're going to do for your hair business every single week. You need to designate a time. All right. Are you going to work on your business an hour per day, 2 hours per day? Are you going to do 30 minutes per day? Are you going to do a combination of, all right, I'm going to work, 3 hours on Tuesday, 2 hours on Thursday, then I'm going to do, 3 hours on Saturday. You have to figure out what does that look like for you? Because everyone's schedule is different, right? Everyone has their circumstances, their responsibilities. I get it. I'm married. I have 4 children. So trust me, I understand. I'm always all over the place. I get it. But you still have to designate time for your business. Temporary sacrifices. The key word is not sacrifice. The key word is temporary. All right. So you may have to temporarily give up some things that you love to do in order to reach the goal that you want to reach, which is being able to get your freedom back through your income by building a great hair business. All right. So in short, what you put into your team, what you put into your hair business is what you will get out. And you honestly and personally know, you don't have to tell me, you don't have to tell anybody. You can look in the mirror and honestly give that answer. You know, if you only gave 10 minutes a day, you know, if you only gave 30 minutes a week, you know, if you only gave 2 hours per month, well, what did you expect? Right? So work your plan. Well, plan your work, work your plan, and I assure you everything will be fine. But you will have to put in the time in order to build this massive team. All right. But again, that's temporary sacrifices. But I'll ask you this. If you put in the time and you plan your work and you work your plan, and within the next 7, 8, 9 months, your team was generating $10,000, $15,000, $20,000 a month for you, would it be worth it? If it took you a year to do that, if it took you 2 years to do that, would it be worth it? Of course it would. So plan your work, work your plan. Let's get busy. So we're going to go to the next training, and I'll show you guys. This training is going to change everything. I'll see you in the next module.